When a woman feels sexual tension, her body often speaks before her words do. Folks, most men are waiting for a confession. They want her to say it clearly. I like you. I want you closer. I feel something here. But mature attraction rarely moves that loud. A woman may never announce the moment her curiosity turns into desire. Instead, she shows it through small signals most men either miss or misread. She exposes her neck while holding your eyes. Her wrists open when she talks to you. Her body turns toward you in a crowded room. Her posture softens. Her lips pause for half a second. She chooses to stand closer than politeness requires. And here is where the line separates boys from men. A weak man sees one signal and turns it into a fantasy. A grounded man reads the whole pattern. He does not rush. He does not assume. He does not let desire make him stupid. He understands that body language is not permission, it is information. And information must be handled with calm respect and self-control. Today, you are going to learn the silent signals women show when attraction, trust, and physical tension begin rising beneath the surface. You will learn what most men overlook, what these movements may mean, and how to respond like a man with presence, not hunger. Stay with me, because one small movement from her may reveal more than a long conversation ever could. Let's get into it. Number 1. Notice her neck. Folks, when a woman reveals her neck while she is talking to you, do not treat it like nothing. That small movement can carry more meaning than most men realize. She may lift her hair to one side. She may tilt her head slightly. She may turn her face while keeping her eyes on you. On the surface it looks casual, but in the right context, with the right warmth between you, it can be a quiet sign that her guard is softening. Let me be clear, my friend. One signal alone does not mean she wants you. Do not be that man. Do not see one movement and build a fantasy in your head. A mature man reads patterns. He watches her eyes, her tone, her distance, her comfort, and whether the signal repeats. Body language is information, not permission, but the neck matters. The neck is one of the most vulnerable parts of the body. People protect it naturally. We cover it when we feel tense. We stiffen when we feel unsafe. We turn away when we feel guarded. So when a woman relaxes enough to expose that part of herself around you, especially while staying connected through eye contact, her body may be saying, I feel safe enough to open. That is not small. Think about David, 56, and Angela, 51, in Charleston. They meet at a quiet outdoor dinner with friends. Angela is not loud. She is composed, elegant, and careful with how much of herself she gives away. At first, she sits straight, hands, folded shoulders, controlled. She answers politely, but she keeps a little distance. Then David stops trying to impress her. He speaks calmly. He listens. He does not interrupt. He does not stare at her like a hungry man. He lets the conversation breathe. They begin talking about old music, divorce, second chances, and the strange peace that comes when you stop needing everyone to understand you. As Angela relaxes, she sweeps her hair to one side and leaves her neck exposed. Her eyes stay on David. Her voice softens. She does not rush to cover herself again. The space between them changes. Now a foolish man would take that as a green light to push. He would lean in too hard. He would make a crude comment. He would let desire take the wheel, and the moment would die. But David does not do that. He notices, then stays grounded. He keeps his voice steady. He holds eye contact for a second, then gives her room. That is why Angela feels safer, not pressured. That is the lesson. When a woman's body shows trust, your response decides whether that trust grows or disappears. If you become aggressive, she closes. If you become nervous, she feels the weakness. If you stay calm, respectful, and present, the tension can deepen naturally. Stoicism teaches a man to master impulse. Desire may rise, but discipline must lead. You can notice her beauty without becoming controlled by it. You can feel attraction without acting like a starving man. You can read the moment without trying to own it. So, if she reveals her neck around you, pay attention to the whole pattern. Is she leaning in? Is her voice warmer? Does she hold your eyes? Does she seem relaxed, not uncomfortable? Does she stay open instead of pulling back? If yes, there may be attraction and trust building beneath the surface. Your job is not to rush. Your job is to create enough safety that she wants to keep opening. If you are ready to read her signals with calm control, write this in the comments: I notice calm. Stay with me, because the next part shows how her wrists can reveal openness before she says a single direct word. Number 2. Read her wrists. Folks, the wrist is a small signal, but it can tell you a lot when you know how to read it. A woman may be sitting across from you, telling a story, laughing softly, moving her hands as she speaks. Then, without thinking, her palms open, her inner wrists turn toward you, and the whole energy between you feels less guarded. Most men miss this because they are watching the wrong things. They are looking for a dramatic confession, an obvious touch, or a bold invitation. But mature attraction often begins in the nervous system before it ever reaches the mouth. Her body relaxes first. Her hands open first. Her gestures soften first. That matters, my friend. The inner wrist is a vulnerable part of the body. The skin is thin. The pulse sits close to the surface. People do not usually expose vulnerable areas when they feel tense, unsafe, or defensive. When someone is closed off, the body protects itself. Arms cross, hands hide, fists tighten, palms face down. The conversation may continue, but the body is already building a wall. Now compare that to a woman whose wrists are open while she talks to you. Her hands are alive, her palms turn upward, her wrists face your direction. She is not folding herself away from you. She is letting the conversation move through her body with ease. That can be a sign of trust. But listen closely. It is not a guarantee. It is not permission. It is not proof that she wants anything physical from you. A grounded man does not turn one gesture into a fantasy. He reads the full pattern. Does she also hold your eyes? Does her voice soften? Does she lean in? Does she stay relaxed when the conversation becomes more personal? Does her body remain open over time? That is how you read wisely. Marcus Aurelius said, "Be like the rock that the waves keep crashing over. It stands unmoved, and the raging of the sea falls still around it." That is the energy you need here. Do not get excited like a boy every time you see one signal. Do not let desire knock you off balance. Stay steady enough to notice without grabbing. A woman feels that steadiness. When her wrists open, your response should not be to stare at them. Your response should be to keep the space safe, keep your voice calm, keep your eye contact natural. Let her feel that she can open around you without being punished, pressured, or turned into an object. That is masculine control. If she is telling a story and her hands soften, let the moment breathe. Ask a real question. Listen without rushing. If the warmth grows, allow it. If she pulls back, respect it. The point is not to force the signal into something bigger. The point is to understand what her body may be saying beneath the words. Open wrists often say, "I am not defending myself right now. I feel comfortable enough to be expressive. I am letting you see a softer part of me." That is powerful when it appears with other signals of attraction and trust, especially when her eyes, voice, and distance all say the same thing. So read her wrists, but read them with discipline. A weak man sees a signal and loses control. A stoic man sees a signal and becomes more present. He understands that a woman's openness is not something to take, it is something to protect. If you are ready to read openness with respect and control, write this in the comments: "I stay grounded." Stay tuned, because the next part shows how her collarbone can guide your attention toward a deeper, more intimate tension. Number 3. Watch her collarbone. Folks, the collarbone is where the conversation starts to feel different. It is not as obvious as a touch. It is not as bold as standing close. It is quieter than that. She is talking to you, the world around you starts fading a little, and then her fingers drift toward her collarbone. Maybe she traces the line softly. Maybe she adjusts a necklace that did not really need adjusting. Maybe her hand rests near the base of her throat while her eyes stay connected to yours. That moment can carry tension. But let me be clear, my friend, you do not read one movement and decide you know what she wants. That is how immature men ruin good moments. A woman touching her collarbone can mean she is thinking, relaxing, nervous, warm, or simply adjusting jewelry. The signal matters only when it appears with the full pattern, softer voice, steady eye contact, open posture, repeated closeness, and a comfort that seems to grow around you. The collarbone sits at a subtle line between public and private. It is visible, but it still feels intimate. When a woman draws attention there, while she is engaged with you, she may be testing the space between being seen and feeling exposed. She may be asking without words, "Can this man notice my feminine energy without becoming crude, hungry, or foolish?" Think about Thomas, 58, and Linda, 52, at a quiet wine bar in Napa. Thomas is not trying to impress her with loud stories. He is calm. He listens. He lets silence exist without rushing to fill it. Linda starts the evening guarded, arms, close shoulders, controlled answers measured. She is friendly but careful. Then the conversation moves deeper. They talk about second chances, mistakes they learned from, and why peace feels more valuable after 50. Linda relaxes. She smiles slower. Her voice lowers. Then, while listening to Thomas speak, her fingers move to the small silver necklace at her collarbone. She turns it gently, not once but several times. Her eyes stay on him. Thomas notices, but he does not stare. That is the key. A weak man would let his eyes drop and stay there too long. He would make a comment that breaks the mood. He would turn a subtle signal into pressure. Thomas does the opposite. He keeps his attention respectful. He holds the emotional tension without grabbing at it. He lets Linda feel noticed without feeling exposed. And that makes the moment safer, not smaller. When a woman guides your attention toward a softer part of herself, your discipline decides what happens next. If you become thirsty, she closes. If you become awkward, she feels it. If you stay grounded, the tension can deepen because she realizes you can handle feminine openness without losing control of yourself. That is masculine presence. It is not about pretending you do not feel desire. It is about feeling it and still choosing respect, timing, and control. So watch her collarbone, but do not hunt for it. Notice the movement, then return to her eyes. Listen to her words. Read the room. Is she leaning in? Is she comfortable? Does she stay engaged? Does she repeat the gesture when the conversation becomes personal? If yes, there may be attraction rising under the surface. Your job is not to pounce. Your job is to create a space where she feels safe enough to keep revealing herself at her own pace. If you are ready to notice subtle tension without losing control, write this in the comments: I stay present. Stay with me, because the next part shows how a simple shoulder drop can reveal the moment her guard starts coming down. Number 4. See her shoulder drop. Folks, when a woman's shoulder drops around you, do not rush past it. That small shift can say more than a long conversation. It may happen when she slides her jacket off one shoulder. It may happen when her posture softens beside you. It may happen when the tension leaves her upper body and she stops holding herself like she is protecting something. On the surface, it looks simple. Maybe she is just getting comfortable. Maybe the room is warm. Maybe she is adjusting her clothes. That is why a grounded man never reads one signal alone. He reads the whole pattern. But in the right context, a shoulder drop can mean her guard is coming down. Let me be clear, my friend. This is not about staring at her body. This is not about treating a small movement like permission. Body language is information, not entitlement. A mature man understands that. He notices the shift, but he does not become hungry. He stays calm enough to protect the moment instead of crushing it with pressure. The shoulder matters because people carry defense in the shoulders. When a woman is tense, her shoulders rise. When she feels watched in the wrong way, she tightens. When she is unsure, she keeps her body controlled. But when she feels safer, when the conversation becomes more personal, when the energy between you gets warmer, the shoulders can soften. That softness may be trust. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Remember that here. If a woman becomes more open around you and you lose control, then you are not leading anything. You are being led by impulse. But if you can notice her openness and remain steady, you become the kind of man she can relax around. That is the real power. A shoulder drop is often less about seduction and more about disarming. She may be taking off a layer not just of fabric but of caution. She may be letting the atmosphere become less formal. She may be allowing the space between you to feel more intimate. Not because she has decided everything, but because she feels enough comfort to let the wall lower a little. That is where many men make the wrong move. They see her soften and they push. They make a comment. They lean in too fast. They try to turn the moment into something physical before the emotional ground is ready. Then they wonder why she pulls back. Because they punished her openness. A Stoic man does the opposite. He lets her softness exist without grabbing at it. He keeps his voice steady. He listens. He gives her space to choose more closeness if she wants it. He makes the moment feel safe, not crowded. And if you want deeper training on masculine restraint, emotional control, body language and attraction with respect, join as a member of this channel. Membership is for men who want to understand women without acting desperate, careless, or controlled by desire. So when her shoulder drops, read the room. Is her voice softer? Is she staying close? Is her eye contact warmer? Is she choosing to remain open instead of covering back up? Does the same relaxed energy continue over time? If the answer is yes, there may be trust and attraction building, but your job is not to claim the moment. Your job is to honor it. Stay present, stay respectful, stay calm enough that her body can keep telling the truth without feeling unsafe. If you are ready to read softness with discipline, write this in the comments: I stay controlled. Let's keep going, because the next part shows how her body angle can reveal who she is truly focused on, even in a crowded room. Number 5. Follow her body angle. Folks, in a crowded room, a woman's body often tells the truth before her words do. She may be laughing with the group, answering someone else, smiling politely at a story, but if her knees, feet, hips or shoulders keep turning toward you, pay attention. That angle matters. Let me be clear, my friend, one body angle does not prove attraction. She may be sitting that way because of the chair, the room or comfort. A grounded man does not build fantasies from one detail. He reads patterns. He watches whether the same direction keeps returning, whether her eyes find him again, whether her body opens when he speaks, and whether she chooses his space when she has other options. That is the difference between observation and foolish assumption. Think about Raymond, 59, and Carol, 53, at a neighborhood barbecue in Phoenix. Raymond is calm, divorced, and not trying to impress the room. Carol is attractive and social. She laughs with everyone. She talks to the host. She answers questions from another man near the grill. On the surface, Raymond might think she is equally engaged with everybody, but then he notices the pattern. Carol's knees keep pointing toward him, even when her head turns to someone else. When the group shifts, her feet turn back in his direction. When Raymond speaks, her shoulders open. When someone else takes over the conversation, she still angles her body so he stays inside her space. That is not a confession. It is not permission, but it is information. Her words may be part of the group, but her body keeps choosing him. Now, a needy man would get excited and move too fast. He would assume he had already won. He might crowd her tease too hard or make the moment uncomfortable. Raymond does not do that. He stays steady. He lets the signal exist without grabbing it. Later, when there is a quieter moment, he asks her about the trip she mentioned earlier and gives her room to step closer if she wants to. That is how a man with control handles attraction. Body orientation is powerful because people naturally aim their attention through their bodies. When someone feels closed, they turn away. When someone wants out, their feet often point toward the exit. When someone is guarded, the torso shifts away, arms protect, knees angle elsewhere. But when a woman repeatedly angles toward you, her body may be saying, "This is where my interest is." Again, do not isolate the sign. Read the whole field. Is she angled toward you but avoiding eye contact? That may be nothing. Is she angled toward you, smiling, leaning in, asking personal questions, and staying close when she could move away? Now you have a pattern worth noticing, and your response must be mature. You do not stare at her legs. You do not call out her body language like a man trying to sound clever. You simply understand the room better. You slow down. You keep your voice calm. You stay respectful. You let her feel that you notice her attention without using it against her. This is Stoic attraction. Desire rises, but discipline guides it. You are not controlled by the signal. You are informed by it. So follow her body angle. Not like a hunter, like a man who understands presence. If her body keeps turning toward you in a room full of choices, there may be a pull forming. Honor it by staying grounded. If you are ready to read direction without losing control, write this in the comments: "I read direction." Stay with me because the next part shows how her softer posture can reveal comfort, trust, and deeper feminine openness. Number 6. Notice her soft posture. Folks, when a woman's posture softens around you, do not miss it. That shift may look small, but it can say a lot. She may lean back with less tension, her shoulders may relax, her breathing may slow down. Her body may stop looking guarded and start looking more open, natural, and at ease. That does not always mean attraction. Sometimes it simply means comfort. Sometimes she is tired. Sometimes she is just relaxed in the setting. So do not be the man who turns every movement into a story that feeds his ego. A grounded man reads the whole pattern, not one moment. But when soft posture appears with warm eye contact, a slower voice, open hands, repeated closeness, and a willingness to stay in your space, pay attention. Something may be shifting. Here is the truth, my friend. A woman's body tightens when she feels judged, pressured, or unsafe. Her shoulders rise, her chest closes, her arms fold, her legs angle away. Her face becomes polite but distant. She may still talk to you, but her body is telling you the connection has a wall around it. Soft posture is different. Soft posture says, "I do not feel the need to protect myself so much right now." It says, "This space feels easier." It says, "I can breathe here." And when that happens around you, it may mean your presence is starting to feel steady enough for her nervous system to relax. That is powerful because attraction is not only excitement. Mature attraction also needs safety. Not boring safety, not weak safety, masculine safety. The kind that comes from a man who can feel desire and still remain controlled. A man who notices her softness but does not rush to consume it. A man who makes the room feel warmer, not heavier. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Remember that when you notice her body softening, her movement is outside you, her reaction is outside you, but your response belongs to you, and your response will either deepen the trust or break it. If she relaxes around you and you become too eager, she may tighten again. If she softens and you stare too hard, the moment becomes unsafe. If she opens and you push for more too soon, you teach her that softness is dangerous around you. A Stoic man does the opposite. He notices and stays steady. He lets her body relax without making it a performance. He keeps his voice calm. He keeps his attention respectful. He allows the moment to grow naturally. That is how trust becomes tension. Soft posture can show up in many ways. She may sit more comfortably instead of posing. She may let her arms rest open instead of crossed. She may turn toward you with less stiffness. She may stop managing every small movement and simply exist near you. When a woman stops performing and starts relaxing, that is a meaningful sign. But again, read the pattern. Does she soften only for a second, or does she stay relaxed? Does she become more open when you speak? Does she move closer without being asked? Does her voice become more personal? Does she seem more herself around you than she does around others? That is where the truth lives. And your job is not to get excited like a boy. Your job is to remain the kind of man she can keep relaxing around. Because when a woman feels safe in her softness, attraction can deepen in a way force never could. If you are ready to read softness with calm masculine control, write this in the comments: I hold calm. Stay tuned, because the next part shows how her hip shift can reveal a deeper physical tension when it appears with the right pattern. Number 7. Read her hip shift. Folks, when a woman shifts her weight onto one hip while she is near you, do not ignore it. That movement can be subtle, but in the right context it can reveal a deeper kind of physical tension. She may be standing in a doorway, leaning against a counter, or pausing beside you after a conversation has already turned warm. Then her posture changes. One hip settles, her body softens, her eyes return to you. The air feels different. But listen carefully, my friend. A hip shift by itself does not mean anything certain. She may simply be comfortable. She may be resting one leg. She may be standing that way out of habit. A weak man sees one movement and lets his imagination run wild. A grounded man reads the whole pattern. That pattern matters. Think about Richard, 58, and Denise, 52, at a small art opening in Santa Fe. Richard is calm, well-dressed, not chasing attention. Denise is confident, feminine, and used to men becoming awkward around her. At first, their conversation is casual. They talk about the paintings, old cities, and how quiet places become more valuable with age. Then the room gets louder, but Denise does not drift away. She stays near Richard. Her voice lowers. Her eyes hold his a little longer. She turns her body toward him, while others move around them. Then, while standing beside a narrow hallway, she shifts her weight onto one hip, lets her posture soften, and looks back at him with a small smile. Now, an immature man would read that as permission to push forward. He would stare too long. He would say something crude. He would let desire take over and destroy the safety that made the moment possible. Richard does not do that. He notices the shift, but he stays composed. He keeps his eyes respectful. He lets the tension breathe. He smiles and says something simple about how she seems more relaxed away from the crowd. Denise smiles wider because he noticed without making her feel exposed. That is masculine control. The hip shift can matter because it often appears when a woman feels confident in her body and comfortable being seen. It can be a sign that she is no longer guarded in the same way. It can show softness, feminine ease, and a willingness to let the space between you become more charged. But again, it only matters when it appears with other signals: steady eye contact, closeness, open posture, warmer tone, and the choice to remain near you when she could easily step away. Read the cluster, not the single movement. A Stoic man understands that desire is information, not instruction. Your body may react, your attention may sharpen, you may feel the pull. That is normal. But discipline decides whether the moment grows or dies. If your desire makes you reckless, she will feel unsafe. If your desire is controlled, she can feel wanted without feeling pressured. That is the difference between hunger and presence. So when you notice her hip shift, do not stare. Do not comment on her body. Do not turn a graceful movement into an awkward moment. Stay with her eyes. Stay with the conversation. Let your calm tell her that you can handle her feminine energy without becoming foolish. That is what makes a woman relax deeper. Not because you ignore the tension, but because you respect it. The real signal is not only the hip, it is the choice behind the whole pattern. Does she stay close? Does she angle toward you? Does she soften when you speak? Does she seem comfortable being noticed by you? Does she keep returning her attention to you in a room full of options? If yes, something may be building. If you are ready to read attraction without losing your discipline, write this in the comments: I stay disciplined. Stay with me because the next part shows how one small lip signal can reveal the moment her mind starts moving beyond the conversation. Number 8. Catch her lip signal. Folks, the lip signal is one of the easiest signs to miss because it happens fast. A half second, a pause, a small shift in her eyes. She is talking to you, the conversation is flowing, and then her gaze drops from your eyes to your mouth. Not for long, just enough to change the air. Then maybe she looks away with a faint smile, or presses her lips together softly, or touches them without seeming to realize it. That moment can carry tension, but let me be clear, my friend. You do not build a fantasy from one glance. You do not assume. You do not rush. A woman looking at your mouth once can mean nothing. Maybe she was thinking. Maybe she noticed something. Maybe her eyes simply moved. A grounded man reads the whole pattern. A weak man sees one sign and lets desire take over his brain. The pattern is what matters. If her eyes keep returning to your mouth, if her voice softens, if she stays close, if her body remains open, if the silence between you feels charged instead of awkward, then you may be seeing a deeper signal. Her attention may be moving beyond the conversation. Her body may be responding to a closeness her words have not named yet. That is where self-control becomes everything. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Remember that when attraction rises, her signal is outside you. Her glance is outside you. Her lips, her pause, her nearness, all of that is information, but your response belongs to you, and your response is what separates a man from a boy. A boy rushes, a man reads. When a woman's eyes drop to your mouth, do not immediately move in. Do not make a bold comment. Do not stare at her lips like you forgot how to behave. Stay calm, slow your speech. Let the silence breathe for a second. Return to her eyes. If the moment is real, it will not disappear because you respected it. In fact, respect often makes the tension stronger. Most men ruin lip signals because they become obvious. Their face changes, their energy gets hungry, their breathing shifts. Suddenly the woman feels watched instead of felt, and once she feels pressure, the softness disappears. The signal closes because she no longer feels safe sending it. That is why restraint matters. A Stoic man can feel desire without being mastered by it. He can notice the warmth rising between them and still keep his center. He does not deny attraction. He does not act fake cold. He simply understands that timing, consent, and mutual comfort matter more than impulse. So what should you do? First, stay present. Keep your voice lower and calmer. Second, watch if she stays with the moment or pulls away. Third, let her choose closeness too. If she steps back, you respect it. If she stays near, holds your eyes, smiles softly and lets the silence stretch, you may be in a moment where attraction is becoming more real. And even then, your job is not to take. Your job is to lead with respect. You can say something simple, not crude, not heavy. Maybe you got quiet for a second there. Say it with a light smile. Or, "I like the way this conversation slows down with you." That keeps the tension alive without forcing her into a corner. It lets her feel that you noticed, but you are not pushing. That is masculine presence. The lip signal is not about permission, it is about possibility. Possibility must be handled carefully. If you honor it, the moment can deepen. If you grab at it, it dies. If you are ready to read tension without rushing it, write this in the comments: "I lead calmly." Stay tuned, because the next part shows how her closeness can reveal the strongest pattern of all when she chooses your space, again and again. Number 9. Feel her closeness. Folks, when a woman chooses to stay close to you, when she has every reason to keep distance, pay attention. Physical closeness is one of the strongest signals because space is never neutral. People protect their space. They move away from pressure. They step back from discomfort. They create distance when something feels off. So when she moves closer, stays closer, or keeps finding small reasons to remain near you, something may be happening beneath the surface. But let me be clear, my friend. Closeness alone is not permission. A crowded room can push people together. A friendly woman may naturally stand near people, Some people are warm by personality, so do not act like one moment means everything. A grounded man reads the whole pattern. He watches whether she chooses closeness when she has options. That is the key. Think about Robert 61 and Evelyn 54 at a private holiday gathering in Boston. The house is full but not packed. Evelyn has plenty of places to sit, plenty of people to talk to, plenty of space to move. But throughout the evening she keeps ending up near Robert. At first beside him near the kitchen counter. Then later sitting one chair closer than she needed to. Then outside on the porch, standing close enough that their shoulders almost touch while they talk about old music and second chances. Robert notices, but he does not make the mistake most men make. He does not immediately assume, he does not crowd her, he does not lean in like he is trying to take something. He simply stays calm and lets the moment reveal itself. Then, something happens. Evelyn laughs at something, he says. Her shoulder brushes his, and she does not pull away. She stays there, not frozen, not uncomfortable, relaxed, warm, present. That is a different kind of closeness. Now again, this is not a command. It is not a guarantee. It is information. But when a woman repeatedly chooses your space, stays relaxed inside, it keeps her body open, holds your eyes, and does not create distance after light contact, you may be seeing attraction and trust working together. That is powerful. Most men are so focused on what a woman says that they ignore where she places herself. But a woman's body often tells you who feels safe, who feels interesting, and who she wants nearer. If she keeps positioning herself near you in a room full of choices, her body may be quietly saying, "Your space feels different. Your job is to honor that." Do not punish her closeness with pressure. Do not make her regret staying near you. Do not turn the moment into a crude comment or a hungry stare. If she gives you closeness, give her steadiness. Let her feel that being near you does not cost her safety. That is masculine restraint. A Stoic man can feel the charge between two people without becoming controlled by it. He understands that attraction grows best when both people feel free, not trapped, not rushed, not pushed. Free. The more safely she can choose closeness, the more meaningful that closeness becomes. So when she stands close, stay aware. Is she relaxed? Is she choosing it? Is she repeating it? Is she staying engaged? Does she move closer again after stepping away? Does her voice become softer when the space between you narrows? If yes, do not rush. Just remain present. Say less. Listen more. Let the space speak. Sometimes the strongest move is not a move at all. It is the calm confidence to let her choose your nearness and feel good inside it. If you are ready to respect her closeness with masculine control, write this in the comments: I honor closeness. Stay with me, because the final part shows why no single signal matters unless you can read the whole pattern like a man with wisdom, patience, and self-control. Number 10. Read the whole pattern. Folks, the final lesson is the one that separates wisdom from fantasy. No single signal means everything. Not the neck, not the wrists, not the collarbone, not the shoulder, not the body angle, not the soft posture, not the hip shift, not the lips, not even closeness. One signal can mean comfort. One signal can mean habit. One signal can mean the room is warm, the chair is awkward, or she is simply relaxed by nature. A weak man sees one movement and builds a whole story around it. A grounded man does not do that. He reads the whole pattern. That is where the truth lives, my friend. If she opens her posture once, that may mean nothing. But if she opens her posture, keeps steady eye contact, turns her body toward you, softens her voice, chooses to stay near you, and repeats those signals over time, now you are seeing something different. Now it is not one random movement. It is a conversation her body keeps having in your direction, and still you stay calm. This is where Stoicism matters. A man without self-control sees attraction and becomes reckless. His mind jumps ahead. His desire starts making decisions. He stops reading her as a person and starts treating her like a result he wants to secure. That is how men ruin moments that could have grown naturally. A Stoic man does not let the body overpower the mind. He notices, but does not assume. He feels desire, but does not obey it blindly. He sees signs, but keeps respect in front of hunger. That is not weakness. That is masculine discipline. Remember, this body language is information, not permission. It may tell you she feels safe. It may tell you she is curious. It may tell you attraction is rising. But permission must be mutual, clear, and comfortable. If she pulls back, you respect it. If her energy changes, you slow down. If she seems unsure, you do not push. A man with real presence would rather protect trust than chase a moment too fast. That is what most men miss. This was never just about reading her body. It was about reading her trust. When a woman lowers her guard, that is not something to take advantage of. It is something to honor. She may be showing you that your presence feels different, that your calm makes her feel safe, that her body relaxes around you in a way it does not around other men. Do not mishandle that. Read the pattern by asking simple questions in your own mind. Does she choose closeness when distance is available? Does her body turn toward you when others are speaking? Does her voice soften when the conversation gets personal? Does she open up more as the moment continues? Does she stay relaxed when the space between you gets quieter? If the answer keeps being yes, there may be attraction, trust, and tension building together, but the strongest move is still patience. Let her have room to choose. Let the connection breathe. Let your calm show her that you are not a man ruled by impulse. You are a man who can see desire without becoming dangerous to her peace. That is the man women remember. Not the loudest man, not the most aggressive man, not the man who mistakes signals for ownership. The man who understands the silent language beneath the moment and responds with control. If you are ready to read the full pattern with wisdom, write this in the comments: I read wisely. Folks, today you learned that a woman's body can speak before her words do. You learned how to notice her neck, wrists, posture, body angle, lip signals, and closeness. But the real lesson is this: one signal means little. The full pattern tells the story. A grounded man does not rush, assume, or let desire control him. He reads attraction with patience, respect, and stoic self-control. Because this was never just about reading her body, it was about reading her trust. If you want deeper lessons on masculine restraint, female psychology, attraction, and stoic presence, join as a member of this channel. That is where serious men go further. And if this video gave you value, subscribe to the channel so you do not miss the next lesson. Thank you for watching, my friend. I appreciate you being here, and I will see you again tomorrow.